Terrence in Washington, you're on the air. Go ahead. Thanks for calling.
Hi, Alex. How are you doing?
Good, brother.
Hey, me and my girlfriend Sabrina have been listeners for a long time. I've been listening a lot longer. Now, this is just what I'd like to say to you, Alex, as a human to human. You know about communication contact. You've taught me. Now, this is what I got to say. You were a lot more passionate about what you were speaking about when you were trying to save the world besides the politicalness. Defending Trump. Now, are you seeing something in your tarot cards that says you need to put all your chips down on Trump, or we're doomed to dead? Or do you see any of the fact that keeping Trump right now is leading this race war and a possible civil war? Would you give up Trump to keep a civil war from happening?
Just do me a favor, turn your radio down, but it's a really good question. It's more complex than that. It's not that I'm perfect or Trump's perfect. It's that he really is challenging the globalist. He's destroying their takeover plan of the U.S. and the world, and they're trying to destroy him, and they're trying to destroy me in the process and my family. And so I'm committed and doubled down on an issue of loyalty through this, because you know someone by their enemies. And yeah, you say to all the tarot cards show that Trump's the guy. It's beyond that. It's the fight. I mean, you see how the globalists hate Trump and hate the liberty movement, and how nationalism is spreading all over the world. I mean, I'm supporting nationalism in Brazil, and nationalism in England, and nationalism in areas of Africa and Asia. Does it mean that UKIP's a perfect party? Does it mean that, the parties in Eastern Europe that are breaking away from the EU, that they're perfect? No. But they understand they're under foreign globalist domination, and the globalists are the big worldwide organized tyranny. They're the operatives. They're the ones that are the biggest threat. And so I admire Trump for having the courage to fight them and getting a foothold and starting to beat them. And that the fight is so close that I'm putting all my energy in to not hedging my bets. I mean, I could get up here and only halfway support Trump and not be such a big target, but I want to be a big target, just like he is. I want to give my full effort and commitment and not half measures in this historical time we're in. I want to be counted. I want my John Hancock on the Declaration of Independence. Do you think all the people on that Declaration of Independence liked each other or agreed with each other, or they were all perfect? No, but they were up against an empire that had never been defeated, and they were sick of being ruled by an outside power, and they put it all on the line, and they were successful, and they were victorious. And so I smell victory. I smelled it 3 years ago. You've seen it happen. Now you see the economy coming back. Now you see all the changes. And so the proof is in the pudding. We were already conquered. They're threatening civil war because they want control again. They're the outside power. We kick the globalist out, then we can debate things politically and not be so committed one way or the other. But right now, this is life and death for this country. Stay there, Terrence. I'm going to come back and get your response to that. Then John, Jennifer, Chad, and others. Welcome back, folks. I'm Alex Jones. It's Monday, December 4th, 2017. We're going right back to your phone calls. Terrence, who we're going back to, asked the question, if you just joined us, what would it take for you to basically turn on Trump? Well, I'd have to turn on myself to do that, because I want our sovereignty back. I want control of our nation back. I don't want NAFTA and GATT and TPP transferring our sovereignty to unelected groups. It's not fair to turn our coal power off and then let other countries use it. It's not fair to just leave our borders wide open when those very nations who are exploiting us have borders. We're just reestablishing that we have a country right now. And Trump's delivering. That's why the powerful global forces that own the media have been so desperate to destroy him. So people ask, would you turn on Trump to avert a civil war? We're trying to get the country back. I can't just get on my knees to the globalists and let them run things. Then it's forced inoculations. Then it's sensitivity training. Then it's political correctness brainwashing right out of the Soviet Union. They're openly announcing total censorship. They're announcing that your kids belong to the state. I'm surprised something like Trump didn't come along sooner. So for me, it's not even a question at all about why do I support Trump. I mean, the Democrats just keep thinking if they threaten me or cuss at me or take our sponsors or try to take my kids away, that I'm somehow going to run off into the dark because I'm scared of them. It's only going to make me fight harder. So I wouldn't betray myself. I wouldn't betray my family, so I wouldn't betray the president. I've been very critical of him, bad-mouthing WikiLeaks when that's what got him elected. And he said he would appoint somebody to the CDC to investigate vaccines. He's gone back on that. And he's done a few other things I don't like, but that's because he's overwhelmed and can't execute perfectly. I don't expect perfection. I'm not instant gratification. But, I mean, I couldn't get done all the stuff Trump's done. I'm surprised by what he's gotten done. And we sit here watching him go through all this hell. And then we kind of hedge our bets with friends and family. Oh, yeah, Trump, yeah, whatever. I mean, I found out that I've known people for years who around me posed that they were libertarians, but behind the scenes hang out with Austin liberals and badmouth me. I mean, why not just say you hate Trump and you hate me? But see, they don't really hate Trump or hate me. They're just chameleons. They don't stand for anything. Well, you know what? I go out in public. I go to downtown Austin. I go eat food right there. You want to walk up my table and yell and cuss at me and tell me I'm filth? You go ahead and you do it. But you always run off because you don't want to have a discussion. And you talk about a cult. That's all any of them ever do is come up and say, F you. And they might add, you Russian agent, you're going to get it. And they're shaking. Because I want to bring our jobs back, and I'm pro-self-defense, and I don't hate America, and I don't hate our military, and I don't want to shoot cops in the back of the head. People go, man, you used to bash the cops a lot, but now you're like pro-cop. I wanted to reform the police and not have them be agents of the globalist. Because they're an important fixture to the country. Doesn't mean I hate them or want to kill them, because I showed an interest in the police. I'm not in a gang, ladies and gentlemen. I'm not on one side or the other. I'm trying to promote freedom. I want to be where Trump is. I want to be up front. I want to be on the cutting edge. I want to be restoring the republic. I want to be taking on these tyrants. Because that's where the men are. I'm not some person that just flies around like a piece of paper in the wind off what looks popular and you stick my finger up and see which way the wind's blowing. I don't do things like that. I study history. I study what's happening in the country. I know the issues. And then I try to set a course for what historically produces the best, freest, honorable societies. And am I perfect? Absolutely not. But am I committed to Americana? Do I believe in what I stand for? I'm ready to die 1,000 times what I believe in. That's not some big statement either. If you're even halfway alive, you better be willing to die for something. People think being a man is having a bunch of symbols of wealth or acting physically tougher on other men. That's not what a man does. A man does what's right and doesn't back down in the face of it. Has commitments. That's what this is about. And that's why people out there always claim that I'm a fraud or I'm a phony, because it's the opposite. I'm the opposite of a fraud or phony. I'm willing to do anything to take on these people because I know what they are, a bunch of goddamn devil-worshiping pedophiles. And I won't apologize for saying that because it's not the Lord's name in vain. I hope God damns these people to hell for eternity. And I know this. I'm going to give my full energy and everything I've got, as imperfect as it is, to taking these people on, and I'm going to pour out everything I've got against them. Because I don't want to be around them or with them and their spirit. Because my very heart and my guts tells me they're pure death. They're a bunch of cowardly, backstabbing scum. And I'm so proud they hate me. Let me tell you, it's always scum that gets in my face. It's always, you can always tell, oh, look at that table of scum. They're going to come over here and say something. Because they're always a bunch of confused, ninnying, rudderless crap that think if they attack somebody that mainstream media hates, somehow they might be somebody by pointing their finger at me and saying, there's the bad guy. So there's my answer to you, Terrence. They can put a gun to my head and say, if you don't come out and say you hate Trump, we're going to blow your brains out. And I'd say, pull the trigger. I've already basically had the Democratic Party and the whole structure try to take my children away from me. I've already had them do things you wouldn't believe behind the scenes. And you know what? It doesn't make me cry. I'm not a victim. I'm not looking for ways out of this without confrontation. It makes me go, oh, I'm really getting attacked. Let's go that direction. Where's the strongest attack from? That's my radar guidance system, is to go directly in to where the attack is. All they're doing is steering me. Oh, man, they're really attacking now. Like a Geiger counter going right to the source of the radiation. See, then I think about the average person just thinks about themselves, how to get ahead. When you think like that, you lose everything. The most selfish thing is to stand up for what's right, because that's what gives you the world. But that's how God works. You didn't mean it to be that way, but you got the world because you were willing to lose it all. These people think you get the world by being willing to lose nothing, and all you end up being is alone. I'm not going to be with the timid souls that serve evil when I die. I'm going to run the race. I'm going to blow it out. And when I collapse and I'm dead, I'm going to leave a lot of energy behind against these people. And that's why they hate us, because they know we know who they are, and we have the will to break them. And we are going to break them. And nation states across the world are going to pull away from world government and pull away from these multinational corporations that are anti-God, anti-family. And all of you leftists are going to scream in hate as from Russia to the UK to the US to you name it pulls away. You're all going to scream, oh, Austria's voting to leave the EU because they're Russian agents. Italy's voting to get out of the EU because they're Russian agents. No, because they want to be their own people and not under some Nazi collaborator's grandson's control, unelected Juncker. See, you have to understand, they're always saying we're Russian collaborators because they're the globalists. They're the ones killing the nation state. They're the ones bashing having American flags. It's their Ninth Circuit saying you can't have an American flag in school, not Donald Trump. They're the ones telling you hate America. They're the ones telling you the country's bad. They're the ones telling you piss on your ancestors, have no respect. They're the enemy. They're the cancer. They're the problem. They're what they say we are. Does that answer your question, Terrence?
Yeah, I would